On today's show, Adam took a trip to Walt Disney World, and he is back. And we will discuss some highlights of the latest happenings in Walt Disney World. That's coming up on Traveling with the Mouse. Welcome, everyone, to episode number 503. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm your host for this week. My name is John, and I am joined, as always, by my faithful co-host. His name is Adam.
What's up, everybody? It is indeed.
How's it going? It is indeed you. Once again, I have my Team Skyliner shirt on today. You're not wearing Team Monorail.
No, it's actually in the wash because it's very sweaty because I wore it 2 days. In 100-degree weather because you're just
crazy like that, right?
Well, my son and I, so he's Team Skyliner like you, and I'm Team Monorail, and we had a little competition to see who would get the most compliments on whose shirt. And I'll report on that later, but
okay.
We did get some comments on our shirts, but
I do remember that I had one of those. I mean, they officially make these, but it's also this was a makeshift, I guess we'll say, version, like it was made by somebody for me, given to me, of the monorail that says, please stand clear of the doors, por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. I had an official one of those once before as well. I don't even know if that shirt fits me currently, because that's how long ago it was that I got it.
Right.
That one.
Okay.
But this newer one was, like I said, it was designed unofficial. It was unofficial merchandise. And I was wearing it one time and people were like, oh, that's cool. I need to get one of those. Or where'd you get one of those? Like it was a new idea or something. I was like, they used to make these. I haven't seen one lately, I don't think.
Speaking of, I guess I need to get on the Rafts Were a Ride merchandise now, since they're no longer a ride.
It's officially closed. Well, if you're doing the Disneyland challenge, though, aren't the rafts still a thing?
I guess, yeah. I guess they're still out there, yeah.
Well, wouldn't they be? How else are you going to get to Tom Sawyer Island?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, I guess it is, but we weren't talking about those rafts when we were doing it. But
I know, but still, the challenge was what it was part of, and it was a part of the Walt Disney World Challenge as well as the Disneyland Challenge, was it not?
Sure. So they have it.
So see, it's still relevant. We don't have to take those down any more than it already taken down. It'd be cool if we could do like have R and then scratch it out like an X or something, put were right beside it.
I guess
that would actually be better.
Yeah,
I think that would be entertaining, right? Like the rafts are, and then it's like were all right.
You used to be a ride? Yeah, kid, I used to be.
You can make one of those with Tony Danza's face on it. Have him riding the raft.
That's a lot.
I don't know. Just weird.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things that used to be, a lot of celebrities have passed away in the last week.
There was a couple just since we recorded last.
I know, right? But Hulk Hogan has a Disney connection, as he was the lead actor in Thunder in Paradise, which was filmed at Walt Disney World.
Yes, that's true. And his hands are in the concrete at Hollywood Studios.
Actually, he passed away the day that we drove down there. I believe it was. Wasn't it the 24th?
Yeah. That was just you and the boys, by the way, right?
Yes, boys trip. Yeah, my wife was at a conference in Arizona, so it was just us. So we drove down and had a boys' weekend. We did a lot of things, like more than we normally would do, if that makes sense. You know what I'm getting at? But we didn't have to. We made rope drop a couple of times. I'll put it that way. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Did you go? I'm going to say, since it happened the day you left, did you go pay tribute to Hogan's hands and feet?
I didn't even think about it.
Didn't even think about that at the time. Like when over there, I bet there were some people over there that day, actually.
I know there
That
was
they thought
people
about it.
hanging out in that area, but yeah, I didn't
I wonder how
even
many people that have done that. Seeing as how the majority of those were done between, or I think they were all done. I don't think they've had anybody done this to have a new like ceremony for that since like about 94, right? It's been a minute. So
I want
I'd
to
have to go over there
say,
and see what the dates are for some of the ones that were what the newest date is. I know it's in the 90s.
yeah, I want to say 99 actually is the most recent one,
Really?
but it's over by the Beauty and the Beast stage show area. There's a few of them over there.
Stage show area.
There's a few handprints over there.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
But I
I've
mean,
got
there was one that was in the late 90s, it seems like, in front of, I guess we still call it the Chinese Theater.
Mhm.
But I don't remember what the last one was I saw there. The majority of them were done from like opening till about 91 or 92, right? Like it was a span of about 2 or 3 years where they did most of those.
Yeah. I'm looking it up now because maybe it was earlier, but
You kept thinking there was a 99.
I thought there was. I feel like I heard that there was a more recent one. I see
Anyway,
96. Chevy Chase has.
your idea of more recent was 26 years ago? Okay.
Well, I said 99.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
26
the.
years ago.
There's another one from 96. A lot of 96. I see. I'm looking. There's another one from 95. 89 to 95. Samuel L. Jackson, 95.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Didn't
If I
realize
had
he
to
was in
guess, or off the top of my head, the biggest name out there is probably still Harrison, right? I mean, I don't remember all who was
Harrison
out there,
Ford,
but
yeah. One of the biggest. Okay,
of
there's
course.
one from 97, Jack Palance.
Okay. He's gone.
Jason Priestley says 1998.
Yeah, he's gone, isn't he? Oh, wait. Is he? No. Is he gone? No, it was the other one that's gone. It was Luke Perry. I was thinking of 90210 actors.
Okay, Susan Sarandon, March 21st, 1999.
Okay, maybe that's the oldest one then. Do we
The
have any
newest one.
2000s?
I don't see any.
And they haven't done it in probably since then, obviously. They haven't even. I don't know. I don't know what brings that about, like how they determine who goes out there. Once upon a time they had like a star of the day, and it was usually like a B celebrity most of the time. But I remember the day that we went to Hollywood Studios in the very first year that it opened, it was Disney MGM Studios, of course, then. But the star of the day, do you remember who it was?
No.
It was Cesar Romero. He was in the parade.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh. Huh.
So the
Yeah, I don't
Joker was there.
remember that.
Mom actually had some pictures. She took a picture
Really?
of Cesar Romero in the parade there, yeah. But he was there.
Wow, I did not know that.
You remember that, huh? Yeah, they used to have what they call the star of the day for a while there. I don't know if it's people that just like visited. I'm surprised they had enough stars for every day.
That's what I was thinking. Like, really,
maybe that was just during the first opening month. Maybe I just find it hard to believe they could do that for long term.
To pull it back to Hulk Hogan,
sure.
Thunder in Paradise. I watched a few of those episodes, and it's like they tried to make it seem like it was actually shot in like Morocco or wherever.
Really? And it was actually
like clearly it was the Indiana Jones stunt show or the Morocco from EPCOT.
Yeah, they did throw the Indiana Jones stunt show in there, didn't they?
Yeah, as if it was like a real chase scene or.
Wasn't the was it Thunder in Paradise that they actually did the Indiana Jones stunt show, like the scenes from it? You said I don't think they were purposely trying to make it look like Morocco. By the way, I think they knew that they were. I guess for people who had never been there, probably wouldn't notice it, but people who have been there, it was obvious, right? Didn't they even do the actual like stunts that they would do in the stunt show, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah,
they did.
That's what I
remember. But they made it look like it was they were chasing them through the city or whatever. But it was clearly the same routine as the Indiana Jones stunt show.
Right.
Like the ladder.
I think that was one of those like poking at it type deals,
I just think it was a terrible show.
The show was not meant to be taken too seriously. All right. This was along the veins of like a Magnum PI or, one of those.
Except not as good as that. Yeah. Not
Right.
as good
I'm
as
just
Raging.
saying it's a similar style.
Right.
The only thing I remember an episode in which they had to go underwater for a long period of time, and Hogan was like breathing in and out, doing stuff, and it was like, "What? What are you doing?" It's like I'm oxygenating my blood, which is a
Yeah.
real thing. Like you can oxygenate your blood to try and hold your breath longer when needed. But yeah, I don't know why that stuck in my
Need to
head
do
for
that.
some reason. And of
Right
course,
on.
that led to him being a member of WCW. So
Right.
I think because Nitro used to hold. I mean, WCW used to hold Nitros at these studios.
Right.
Like
I
they would have it
do
in various
vaguely remember that.
locations. They had them right for like you'd be right out front, literally in front of the entrance.
Oh, okay.
Because one of the earliest ones I remember, the entrance was like right there. It was literally in the background of the behind the ring,
Well,
and like the NWO or whatever was walking on the top of the sign.
it's
So
funny.
I have to go dig and look for the episode so you can see it.
Yeah, because it's been a while since I've
It had the old entrance
remembered those.
sign and everything. Yeah, because that was
It's
late
amazing.
'90s.
Right. It's amazing what stuff was shot at MGM Studios when it was that. Like a lot of things were done there that they wouldn't even think about doing today. So it's fascinating.
I don't suppose we can find a way to tie Ozzy to Disney. I don't think he ever did anything Disney.
I was trying to think. There's probably some Kevin Bacon 6 degrees of separation, but
Yeah, not likely. I find it hard to believe Ozzy had anything to do with Disney.
the Prince of Darkness. Yeah. Bubbles. Maybe there's your connection. Bubbles.
Yeah, that's it. Sure.
He was
MTV.
in a parade once. Yeah.
Boobs. These guys are.
Boobs Austin.
Yeah, right. You remember what I'm
He was
talking
in
about?
the same joke as the last Austin Powers movie. Yeah.
He was in like his
Surprised-
50s. He was in his 50s when they did the Osbournes, I think.
I know, it's crazy. He looked like, he was in his 70s then.
Not exactly.
But honestly, if they had made another Pirates movie, they probably would have brought Ozzy in that one because they put Keith Richards and Paul McCartney in.
Oh, yeah. They could have.
I wonder if Johnny Depp was a fan or friend of Ozzy's too, because that probably would have happened if they had made another Pirates.
I think he was caught playing at one of the tributes, right? So it would make sense.
Johnny Depp was?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was not that long ago. Wasn't it just like last year when they did his like Hall of Fame or something like that for him as an individual or something like that? They had some sort of a tribute in which Jack Black was hosting or he was up there or they had lots of people just last year.
If Johnny Depp, that hadn't happened to him, that issue, the whole thing that happened to him, and they had made a 6 Pirates movie, Ozzy could have been a pirate. Around.
It's not ruled out. They always talk about the possibility of Johnny Depp still coming back.
Yeah. Whatever happened to the Pirates movie they were going to make without him? They were going to make like a female lead or something.
Yeah, I think they realized that wasn't going to work.
Oh, I just saw another one. Michael J. Fox was also 1999.
Oh,
May 29th. So Susan Sarandon, I think, was not the last one. It looks like Michael J. Fox, maybe.
Okay.
Anyway, could have been him.
We're probably going to find even newer ones, but those are ones that were among the last. They had to have been.
Yeah.
So they were done there.
Had to be. Oh, LeVar Burton too. But that was right before. That was right before Michael J. Fox.
Pretty soon we're going to be like, oh, there's 2009. Huh?
Yeah. Right. 2023. Oh.
We keep digging. Anyway, did we touch on the fact that Disney is actually offering a $100 gift card for new annual pass purchases? That's interesting. Why do you need an incentive? Well, I don't know if it's incentive as much as a reward, I guess, if you're going to get one.
Yeah. Why not just knock $100 off the price rather than we'll mail you a gift card in 6 to 8 weeks or something?
Because the gift card means they're going to have to spend it at Disney.
Right.
So
I guess.
Even though they technically gave them $100, but they had a like a preset. This is where you have to. Yeah, you have to spend it with us again. So it's a win-win situation. So
there was another offer I saw. It's a limited time offer for cruise line for select sailings that was 50% off your third and fourth guest or whatever,
Oh,
or
yeah. I saw
occupancy.
that one.
So I'm like, that was interesting to see.
That's pretty significant if you have that many people, especially if you're in a situation where you can share a stateroom, we'll say.
Right. Yeah, exactly. If you could do one room, yeah. Most of the sailings I saw were out of Galveston, but there was a handful out of Canaveral and Fort Lauderdale. But most of the ones I saw in that offer were Galveston. But at any rate, that was an interesting one too. So, and of course, we talked about it a few weeks ago with the Georgia resident one for the holiday season. Definitely any Georgia residents out there, take advantage of that one. I think I will. I'll try
starting
to.
at what date?
I think they were. I know it was like November through up to Thanksgiving, and then early December to Christmas. But it might have been. I think it was November and then December.
I see.
I believe I forgot the exact dates, but the December one was like December 5th through the 25th or something like that. So
Disney Starlight Parade's something you got to see while you were there, right?
Twice.
The soundtrack to it is streaming as of the day you went down there, I think, right?
Yep. And we listened to it while we were driving back because we definitely, there was some that I liked. So I can get into Starlight because we watched that on our first night. I can talk a little bit about what I thought of it. It was great to see a nighttime parade. I thought the floats were really good. I actually liked them a lot. And I thought it was a great parade. You know, Paint the Night has like Mac, which is probably one of the best floats Disney's ever done. But this parade had some unique ones that I thought were really cool. I think the last float is probably my favorite with Whimsy, but of course the Fab Five characters on it. The thing that, I mean, I've heard people say that the soundtrack's not as good as, say, you know, Spectral Magic, or Paint the Night, which I kind of agree with that. The song itself, right? Spectral Magic's better. But what I liked about this one was that each float kind of had its own theme, and it didn't like have a repetitive song that kept going on and on and on and repeating and repeating and repeating. It was kind of like there was a theme, and then
kind of like, when will let's do this? I see you again.
Right, exactly. Which is catchy, and that's great. And Spectral Magic was also catchy, and it's a great song. But I think the reason this one isn't, or people aren't saying it's not as good, is because every float kind of had its own song. So there was the Starlight Anthem, which is good.
See,
each float sort of had its own character with its own theme from its own movie or whatever.
Well, it kind of sort of did that with the Main Street Electrical Parade too, if you recall.
Yeah, but there was a lot of the repetitiveness of that song. And Spectral Magic wasn't all like the same, like just looping all the time either. But
I mean, the main theme was playing in the background,
right?
At least.
But like Festival of Fantasy is like, oh my gosh, it repeats so much.
I couldn't help when I at first glance, when I look at this, my first thought is like it's a hybrid between the two, like Main Street Electrical Parade and Spectral Magic. It's like they combined them.
It definitely is.
They were inspired by the both of them, it seems.
Yeah, I think that's what they did, because you also hear the Main Street Electrical Parade theme in either the finale or the closing. I forgot which one.
Right. I mean, it starts off with a train.
Right. Well, I guess
just like Main Street Electrical Parade, right?
Yeah. It ends with it on this one, but yeah, the Whimsy.
Oh, it ends with it on this one? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, he's the last one. But
all of the photos suggest it starts with it.
It was probably because I hit in reverse order on the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's really a great parade, and they've been doing it twice a day, so. You know, the 9 o'clock parade always gets way more crowd than the 11, which makes sense. and they've been doing the fireworks at 10. And we did Magic Kingdom 2 different nights. And the 9 o'clock parade was, you could barely get a spot anywhere. But the 11 o'clock parade, you could pretty much pick anywhere you wanted and get somewhere and get a decent view. So it wasn't bad at all, the 11. And a lot of people left after the fireworks, as usual. So they'll watch the 9 o'clock parade, stay around for the fireworks, and then leave. So by the time the 11 parade was over and we left, it wasn't that bad getting out. It wasn't the usual, like, crazy madhouse exodus from Magic Kingdom. So, yeah, I would highly recommend staying for the 11 if you want a good view and not have to fight somebody to get a spot. So, I think it's great. I love seeing a nighttime parade again.
I've always, as far as parades go, I've never really been big on the daytime parade, ever, really.
For one, it's so hot during the day, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's a good time to go ride something, too. It's like it draws people away, so it's good in that sense, like it draws a crowd. But at the same time, it's in the middle of your day, like it takes away from you doing something else. Usually the nighttime parade, at least, you feel like it's an end of the day type thing, and you don't mind spending that time for the parade, right? So
right. Yep. The first night we watched it from, like, that pathway from Pirates towards Tiana's right by Pecos Bill's and the fry stand or wherever. We watched it from there the first time, and we were going to do Tiana's after, but as soon as the parade was over, everyone flooded over towards Tiana's. And so it was a pretty
flooded
long wait.
Tiana's.
Literally. And then after that, it died down. By the time the fireworks started, it was like walk on almost. So
I bet Pirates would have been empty around that time.
Yeah. Although Pirates was down so much. But yeah, we had almost a boat to ourselves, Pirates. It was literally one other person that they put on with us. So it was the three of us and then one person sitting behind us. It was very odd.
It's very nice picture.
It is, yeah. Wish I have that picture somewhere. It was like this random dude just sitting behind us. So it was weird.
Speaking of ships, Spider-Man's stern character has been installed on the Disney Destiny. So the back of the ship, the stern of the Destiny, now has Spider-Man on it. Has Spidey.
I guess that doesn't count as being in Orlando, or I thought it was like east of the Mississippi. You can't do, but its cruise line doesn't count.
Well, it can't do an attraction. Technically, the ship sails out. All their ships sail out of Nassau as their home port.
Okay.
That's what's on there. So maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's to get around.
I see.
But they do Marvel-related stuff at seas anyway. I think it just had to do with inside the theme park. You'll like this news story. It was about Universal Orlando. Electric buses catch fire near Epic Universe.
Why would I like that story?
Because it involves something negative involving Epic Universe. That's why.
Sure, but not that I wish ill upon them.
Look at the picture, though, of this thing. It looks like these things got fried.
Was it because it was 112-degree heat index and these batteries overheated or something?
Well, it says they were severely damaged by the fire, and it says that according to Universal, the fire was located in the bus depot, was extinguished quickly, and there were no injuries reported.
Yes, I remember seeing videos online of people saying, "What's going on at Epic Universe?" And it was like a plume of smoke, like when that thing happened at Epcot behind Ratatouille. It was like a refrigerator storage thing or something that caught fire, and it had huge like black smoke.
It doesn't really go into detail of what exactly went wrong at that point. It's probably not been fully officially released yet, even though it was 4 days ago. So, in related news, in the sense that it was an incident, a truck crashes into the Port Orleans Resort Bridge. Did you hear anything about that one while you were there?
No, did not.
That road is closed, and they're making some repairs.
Hmm.
It's the bridge that spans the Sasagula River,
Yeah.
so it's in between the two.
Yeah.
So I don't know how would a truck hit that bridge? Was it going over it? That's about the only way it could have done that, right? Like, what did they swerve? Were they not paying attention? Was he on his phone? And he
Who knows?
hit the side of it from the looks of it. But
Possibly.
I see where the damage is there, but have probably already made the repairs to it. So apparently they're going to try out too a breakfast buffet coming to Chefs de France during Food and Wine Festival this year. It's
A
interesting.
buffet. A
Yeah,
buffet, you say?
yeah, I don't know why they would decide to add a breakfast option there, but it just maybe just trying something new. Actually, I think if there was more food options, we'll say earlier
Yeah.
in World Showcase, they would actually do better than they think.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes it's hard to find, like, especially if you're coming in International Gateway, you have to walk all the way to, like, Sunshine Seasons if you want breakfast. Like, there's nothing
right,
that
if you
has
just
anything.
if you're a gonna rope drop, we're gonna eat something after we get there type.
Yeah.
You only
You're
have
not
so
gonna
many
find much.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very little.
I tell you, the world's worst used to be, probably still is Hollywood Studios, especially if you're wanting something quick. There is no quick service breakfast there at all.
Woody's Lunchbox, probably it.
Well, at the time that I experienced this, there was no Woody's Lunchbox. There was no Toy Story Land. This was old Hollywood Studios, basically, the time period I was talking about. I think we ended up getting something from like the pastry shop or whatever over there near the Brown Derby or whatever. That's about the only thing we could get. Anyway, the offering will only be available for a limited time on Fridays and Saturdays. But I guess it's a trial run type thing.
Okay.
It is a reservation. So yeah, it says reservations open August 12th for seating starting September 5th. So September is when it's going to begin.
Okay.
I got a feeling this will probably do well. The items look good. It looks like they're going to borrow some of their stuff that they're going to do, though, just basically directly from La Patisserie, because it's assorted French pastries. It says freshly baked baguettes, so that's probably a little different. Cheese and charcuterie, smoked salmon, fresh fruit, along those lines. I like smoked salmon.
Yeah, I do too.
So anyway, and the fresh baguettes would probably be a popular item if I had to guess. So
yeah, I think it would. With some butter.
All right, so I'm just looking to see if there's anything more truly noteworthy or needed. There are some aerials, and I don't mean the character. I mean like shots from above.
Yes. Construction area.
Yeah, talking about land clearing in different areas. Yeah. We see a good shot of the land clearing for the massive Monsters, Inc. building is being shown.
Oh, yeah.
It even looks like it's outlined like a building even. It's funny that there's some parking on either side of it, though, at the moment. So I wonder if that's going to be permanently that way.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, you can see over that fence now, and you see that building.
Like, say that they're building something.
It's much more vertical now, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can definitely see that building's taking shape fast.
But also, among the aerial views that we see, it appears that the Liberty Bell is in the background, sitting in the waterway that's off stage, basically.
Yeah, they wonder.
Yeah,
further down. Yeah.
It looks as though it's still intact, so it hasn't been dismantled so far. I wonder if it could be saved.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, could they use it near Tiana's as like part of that or something? I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like the most likely with Disney is they're probably going to use it for parts for the boats that are still in use, maybe out west. So that's the most likely scenario to me. But let's see. So I think for the most part, I've kind of covered what we would like to cover. Nothing earth-shattering has been happening just as of late. So why don't we get into, the details that you're going to, that you've had for your trip, a little more, trying to, give us a summary of what you did that was a little different this time around, if possible.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of construction, I'll mention too, from Tiana's, when you first go up the first lift hill and you're going around the corner behind, where you can see under the fence just briefly. the land clearing behind Tiana's, behind Big Thunder, beyond Big Thunder, as they say. There's a lot. Like, they've cleared a ton of land behind. So, not just behind, like, Rivers of America, but behind Tiana's, like, all the way. So, it looks like some of that may be infrastructure, like, prep area, right? Staging area, whatever they call it. But they may actually be planning to expand Magic Kingdom even beyond Big Thunder and behind like Tiana's, like even further back than we thought. So when I left, I drove up Floridian Way, up around like the Reams Road, like behind Magic Kingdom, just to get a look. And yeah, you can see they've cleared a ton of trees that was sort of guarding Magic Kingdom. You can actually see the castle from behind there now, and the back of Tiana's, Big Thunder. You can see like, whereas before you were so far back, you couldn't see any of that, and there were so many trees. But now you can clearly see the back of Magic Kingdom now, which is unusual. Like, you've never been able to see that before. So clearly they're planning a big expansion. So that's interesting to see. Like I said, from Hollywood Studios, you can see the Monsters Inc. building taking shape. So I couldn't really see much from the highway. I guess maybe once that building starts coming vertical, you'll be able to see it from where you used to could see the Galactic Star Cruiser building and the spires sticking up, just sticking up randomly. You can still see that. But once that building goes vertical, you'll probably be able to see it from that road as well. But anyway, back to the trip. I talked about Starlight already. That was the first night we got there. We wanted to see it. We got there probably like 7 p.m. Stayed at Pop Century. We took the bus, by the way. I actually took a bus, which getting to and from Magic Kingdom with light crowds, bus wasn't that bad. So we got on a bus with like 5 other people, and on the way back, it was definitely way more. It was a full bus, but we didn't wait that long, so it wasn't the worst experience. I'll put it that way. Taking the bus, I've talked recently about not liking the bus, but
yeah, I mean the bus. I mean, it kind of gets a bad rap. It is what it is.
yeah, it's definitely longer than from any other park, but from Magic Kingdom, I was thinking
it's as efficient as it can be.
Yeah, right. Parking in TTC, you have to get back there first, and then you have to drive from there. I'm like, well, if we can catch a bus without being too bad, then you go straight to the resort. So it wasn't terrible. And this is the first time, by the way, I requested from Disney, because I just got a standard room, but I requested 70s ground floor, and I actually got 70s ground floor. So
how about that?
It's the first time I think I've ever requested something and it actually got
and
it.
They honored it.
Right.
Wow.
So it was a miracle. I will say there's a couple of things that were consistent. We rode Tiana's 5 times, and there was a few consistently things that weren't working. The first Tiana animatronic is a ventriloquist Tiana, so her mouth wasn't moving.
Well, that happened whenever we rode it in January.
Yeah, it's been that way. And so I'll mention this too. Under the Sea was on a refurb for that whole week, and it had come back. I think it came back Friday night or Saturday. Or it came back early, a day early, a night early. It just opened at like 7, 8 p.m. one night, and nothing. Like, the building smelled cleaner. Like, it smelled like they cleaned it very good. But the still weren't really doing anything.
I didn't realize did it have a smell before that was bad? I mean,
I'll say this: it smelled like Guardians. If you know that smell of like, it smelled like new. Something smelled new.
Oh, okay. Now I'm talking about like before. Like, did it smell bad?
Well, it just it smelled fresher than it did. I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'll say Guardian smells new, so it doesn't smell like throw up.
Well, it probably does now, but
in the exit.
yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we did that as well after it came back from that brief refurb. But Ariel, the first scene was still, her mouth wasn't moving. So
Really?
no, still not
Wow.
moving. So they didn't fix that.
It's like I on a D in the theater.
Exactly, yeah.
Kind
And the
of like Tiana
first
was.
Tiana, right? It's like, Lewis, here they come. Like,
Yeah.
still ain't moving off. And
Ventriloquist Tiana and ventriloquist Ariel.
exactly, yeah. And so the other thing was the Mama Odie at the top of the bottom of the lift hill, the projection wasn't where she makes you big again. It wasn't working. Like, you didn't see anything. It was just a blank screen. So you heard the
Yeah.
voiceover, but not that. So
that was not working for one of mine that time.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was though. I think it was the same one.
Yeah. So, like I said, we wrote it 5 times over the weekend. It was never working. So they just haven't.
It never was fully functional.
Right.
Was Lewis fully functional?
Yeah. Like, all the other animatronics look great. Even, all the other Tianas, the mouth was moving and everything looked great. And then the Lewis was very functional. Yeah.
So let's hope I don't understand what could be the problem with the Mama Odie screen. It's just a screen. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I don't get it. Yeah. I don't know. The first Mama Odie too, though, like where she does the mixing thing and then it like floods down on you, that part wasn't working either. But the screen was working. So I don't know. The first time we rode it that night, though, the jumping fountains weren't working. So that was fun too. But overall, like it's like the final scene looks great and everything. So I mean, overall, it's doing.
I was gonna say, was the Mama Odie at the end functioning? That's the main thing.
The one with Juju.
Yeah.
Yes,
was she functioning properly? Because she seems to not function quite frequently as well.
She was doing okay. Yeah, I think she was
doing okay.
Like,
I think she was.
There was a few scenes where the Juju didn't pop up.
Because she'll be like they're standing there, like Juju.
Yeah. Right.
Should be completely frozen and talking.
She was moving, but I don't remember like if her mouth was moving. But anyway, so other things that we did that were newish or newer was Astro Orbiter, because that one also came back.
Notice anything?
Completely replaced. It was smooth and it was really fast. Like, we all noted how fast it was, but I think it is kind of the fastest spinner anyway, isn't it? I think it always felt like.
I think it's one of those. It's created by the extra height, maybe.
Yeah, makes you feel like it, but it felt really fast.
Yeah,
especially that end where you like it lowers you down, but you're still spinning really fast. Yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, it felt pretty much the same, but it was, you could tell it was new because you could see it just looked fresh and new. Like Magic Carpets feels pretty old the way it looks, and Dumbo, but this one was like, yeah, it looked brand new. So you could tell.
Nothing. There was no like extra space in the car.
No, it was still very tiny,
very tight. It was so tight.
Yeah, I could barely fit in it. It was tight. Yeah, I could barely fit in it. So, yeah, even with my 7-year-old rode with me, and yeah, we could barely fit in it. I'm just looking through our pictures. We tried this Cruella de Vil. It was a pass holder exclusive ice cream at Hollywood Scoops, and it was okay. It wasn't great.
I was gonna say it wasn't impressive.
It was like a chocolate waffle cone bowl, and I can tell why they don't make chocolate waffle cones regularly, because they're not that good.
I see.
It tasted like burnt chocolate. I would skip that one because it was like $8 or something.
Even with the pass holder?
Well, there was no discount. It was a pass holder exclusive. I guess you had to show to get it.
So you had the privilege to buy an $8 ice cream by being a pass holder.
You got the privilege to buy an overpriced ice cream that was not as good as the regular. Basically.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. So at Hollywood Studios, we said goodbye to the arch that is about to go away, looks like. So the Hollywood Studios Arch. It's basically been there since day one, but has the new font that you didn't like. And we didn't go to Launch Bay though, even though it's going away too, because I didn't really care to go to Launch Bay. There was no reason. Like, I don't want to meet Chewie and BB-8.
Yeah. I can honestly say I don't know that I've ever set foot in Launch Bay. I can't think if I've had a reason to set foot in Launch Bay.
Yeah. I don't even know if the Jawas are still in there. They used to have Jawas that would barter with you for like junk that you had.
Oh, you mean like what they intended for you to have over in Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah. Which, yeah, if they'd had that, why don't they do that in Galaxy's Edge? That would actually be kind of cool if they had Jawas over there.
But that would be like ruining a timeline or something. I don't know.
Jawas exist in every timeline.
That's pretty much true. So I don't know why they wouldn't have that. But anyway, it doesn't matter now. They have the Mandalorian. So
yeah,
timeline be darned.
Yeah. I did buy Lightning Lane Multipass for the 2 full days that we were there. I probably didn't need it so much at Magic Kingdom, except for, the usual, there's a couple of rides that it was helpful to have. We didn't even do Tron this time, or we did do Mine Train at one point, but we didn't do Tron or Guardians this trip because we were just like trying to do all the other stuff. So
that's interesting. No Guardians? Unbelievable.
Yeah. My 7-year-old doesn't like Guardians. He doesn't, I don't know. I can't get him to ride it anymore. He doesn't like the backwards launch. But he loves Rock and Roller Coaster. So we even at one point hopped to Hollywood Studios just to do Rock and Roller Coaster and leave. That's all we did.
That's wow.
Because I got a Lightning Lane, and then it was like, well, let's go over to Hollywood Studios to do that, and we'll come right back to Epcot. That was what we, because they love Rock and Roller Coaster, so it was great. Gives me an excuse to ride it more.
Yeah, it's not going to have much longer to go either, is it? So
yeah, so basically said goodbye to it because we actually did. They did have
supposed to go to the end of the year, right? So
yeah, through 2025. Yeah, so January is probably when it's going to close. But they did have a shirt that said Rock and Roller Coaster on it. It didn't have Aerosmith at all, of course, but it did. It was like, so they have a few things that were Rock and Roller Coaster merch, but anyway, let's see. Test Track, that was the other thing I was going to mention, was, of course, that was one of the main reasons for going, was to do Starlight and Test Track brand, 3.0. So we did Lightning Lane, and it's basically, so I will say too, there is a Lightning Lane drop, so it's out there. It does drop during the day, and I moved mine up.
Does somebody have it nailed down to a specific time?
There's at least one that's very reliable. I think there's at least 2 that I've seen that people have said.
I've never found any of them to be super reliable, to be honest, any of the drops, but that's just, maybe that's just me.
It does depend on if the ride goes down. Sometimes they don't drop it if the ride's been down, or if there's weather delays or stuff.
I think it depends on how busy they are too.
It could.
Yeah.
But I will say Lightning Lane availability for Ratatouille and Frozen was a lot better in the morning, but by the time, midday rolled around, they were gone. But
by the time everybody had gotten the ride on Test Track?
By the time, midday rolled around, or time you use the Lightning Lane and you could book another one, those were gone. So within a few hours, before noon, those were gone. But at least they were available in the morning.
So if you want to do, say, Remy, it would be a good time to get a Lightning Lane early, right?
Well, if you're going to book 7 days out, you probably want Test Track. And then day of, you want to book something.
No, I'm just saying that if you were wanting to do Remy, it'd be a good time to get it if you've had trouble getting it in the past.
Right. Yeah. If that was your priority. Yeah. If you didn't want to do Test Track, you could definitely get a morning for those easily.
Easier. It's pulled away.
Yeah.
What about Soarin'? Is there even? It's not even a problem anymore anyway. But
Yeah, Soarin' was a tier 2 this time, and it was very easy to get. Yeah, there was no issue. It wasn't really that hard before, but
yeah,
anyway.
I feel like the one that what made the biggest difference on Soarin' was back when they added another theater. I think that
Yeah.
made that made the biggest difference.
It's still one of the slowest, like, moving lines for FastPass or Lightning Lane, excuse me. Doesn't matter if it's a 10-minute wait, standby, you still takes forever to get on that thing.
Seems like it. It's just slow.
But anyway, test drive. My verdict on it is I like this version a lot. I think it's much more in line with, like, old Epcot. It felt like it, like, even the hosts, it kind of felt like you're the riding Horizons almost, like the hosts.
Sounded like a classic
Yeah.
dark ride.
Talking about, like, cities of the future and how cars will evolve and you can customize your own car at home and, that kind of stuff. It was very much old Epcot with, like, scenes and with,
Right.
like, practical scenes like an old Epcot attraction would have.
And then you bust through the doors.
Yes. Well, yeah, the door was open, so there was no. So I don't know why they haven't fixed that. If they're going to fix that, but
I think it's going into Yeti mode.
yeah, it did feel like the ride went through it a lot faster. Yeah, it did feel like, especially the beginning. I think the most impressive scene to me was that LED light scene, like basically the first brake test, like the old brake test without the anti-lock brakes or whatever, where the car comes out. So now you almost get hit by two cars, the car and the truck.
Oh,
But that scene is really cool where it lights up the LED lights, whatever. I thought that was neat. And then the projection dome was a fun scene. So, and of course, where they say fun to be free, where you do the road trip part. Yeah, it looks cool. I like this version. The Lightning Lane, I was going to say too, is basically the single rider line. It's just you go straight through the single rider area and straight up the ramp to the entrance. So you don't design a car or anything. Well, you don't go through that area is what I was going to say. So you don't need the queue.
You don't design a car at all, period.
Right. So even the standby, though, you barely even see the standby line. So you miss all of the standby if you do Lightning Lane.
Right.
But it was really fast getting on.
It kind of looked like the queuing, though. They kind of utilized a little bit of the old area for queuing up.
Yeah.
Like maybe even the old, like World of Motion type style. Of course, inside World of Motion, it would occasionally get outside, but not very often. But there was a little bit of a zigzag, type queue before you got on it.
Yeah. You could see a little of that when you first walked in the door, but you don't really see any of the main queues. So I'm going to have to do standby at some point when it's not as like crazy as it, although it kind of always is somewhat, but I'll have to pick a time and do standby just to see the queue. But
right.
We didn't do that. Of course, you can't go to Epcot without going to La Cava and seeing Barbas. That's what we did. We actually rope dropped La Cava for his first time in a while, but we watched Barbas do the opening, which was fun to see how he does, his usual. And yeah, we sat and watched. Well, we watched him do that, and then we sat and I had a few drinks, which was fun and always a good time. Love that place, as we've said many times.
When you were taking that video of the opening there, did he actually see you, or was it Harrison he saw?
No, well, he was pointing.
He pointed in your direction.
He was pointing at Harrison, but
yeah, that's what I thought.
He came out and met us beforehand because he knew we were going to be there, and so he came out and hi, and then went back in, and then came back out and did his thing, and then pointed over at us.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was like for stage show. It was like a stage show.
I'm surprised he didn't bring him up there with him. Thankfully, he didn't.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
he'd be like, Harrison's going to help me open this today.
Because he does do an impersonation of Barbara saying "Who's ready for tequila?"
Harrison does.
He says that all the time. Who's ready for
funny.
tequila?
Yeah, that's funny.
So anyway, I was gonna say, the crowds were very low most of the time. even at Hollywood Studios, which tends to get the heavier crowds anyway. I mean, just because there's so little space there. But we didn't end up doing rides because they didn't want to. They wanted to. I just sort of let them lead the trip since it was like, boys' trip. They wanted to do Tiana's and Rock and Roller Coaster. That was the main things we did multiple times. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then, we worked in other stuff like Space Mountain and Mine Train. We got lucky on that last day, and Mine Train had a delayed opening, and we went over and ended up riding it. So at first, that last day, we rope dropped Tiana's, and then we got in the rope drop crowd. As soon as we got off, there was like nobody in line. So we got in line again and rode it again. And then we worked our way over to Mine Train, and it hadn't opened yet. And then we saw them testing it, so we waited around a few minutes, and then they ended up opening it. So we got in the first batch of people going on there and got on Mine Train without a lightning lane. So that worked out pretty well. So
I would say
all in all, we got pretty lucky. I ended my trip with like kind of our traditional thing of going to Kona Cafe in the morning, which
somewhat traditional.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I will say though, right now, parking at Polynesian's much more restrictive because they're moving the entrance. So they're working on that where the entrance is going to be closer to the Floridian Way side than what's that road that it's off of now? The road that intersects with Floridian Way. Is it Seven Seas Drive? What's the name of that road? So because they're moving it, they gave me a piece of paper that said I only had 3 hours to park.
Wow.
And they made me park in the DVC parking lot. So just know if you're planning to do like dinner or lunch or breakfast and go to Magic Kingdom, I don't know. Mine said morning and I had like 3 hours, but I ended up getting back to my car at like 1:30 in the afternoon and it was still fine. But I noticed that some other cars beside me had a different color piece of paper that said like afternoon. So I don't know how strict they're going to be at are they towing cars or booting cars? I don't know, but they're definitely trying to discourage you from parking while they're expanding that parking lot. So just be aware of that. Until they're done with that, I may have to go to like Grand Floridian Cafe or something for breakfast. I closed out the trip with Wailulu Cafe, which is again one of my favorites.
But of course,
my new favorite place to go, which hopefully the food won't go downhill over time, but the banana old fashioned is still my favorite. Good stuff. I'm trying to remember, when did this hat shop open in Frontierland? How long has that hat shop been there?
In Frontierland?
Yeah. Last time I was there, I thought it was just like a pin store, but now it was like an actual hat shop.
I don't know.
Or it was a ye old hat shop.
I think that's the one in Liberty Square.
There's a hat that actually, there's a store that actually sells like Western hats and stuff.
I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry.
I don't know what it is.
It's probably the same shop where you could get a coonskin cap. I doubt you can still get one.
No, they don't have those anymore.
Yeah.
The other thing I will mention is I did ride the train shuttle mode, which they definitely moved some of I think, some of the cars, the seats are facing this way and some are facing the other way because it only goes back and forth now. So we just rode it from the Fantasyland to Main Street. But
okay.
And one of the other things my kids wanted to do was the popcorn thing at the Main Street Confectionery. You can make your own popcorn with toppings or whatever. So they loved that. They thought it was fantastic. And it is cool. It's usually pretty busy too. So we caught it at a lull. I'm trying to think of anything else new or noteworthy that we did. My son got this Mickey popcorn bucket, that one, that's sitting by Walt.
Okay.
It holds like an ounce of popcorn, but it talks and everything.
An ounce?
It's like an animatronic Mickey. Yeah, the popcorn only fits in his head. So.
Okay.
We looked at the Goofy Summer thing at the, what's it called? Community Core Hall. It's pretty bad. All it is like a dance party thing, and then they do like little competitions, and they show those Goofy cartoons where he's like, what do they call them? The how-to Goofy cartoons or whatever. But other than that, it's kind of
The best ones.
right. Those are great, but they don't really do anything with that space. So it's kind of until Food and Wine Festival, it's not really going to be that good. We rode Spaceship Earth before they close it. They're going to do a refurb on when again? I forgot. It's not a long one though. So as well, just to say, in case they change anything. I think that's about it. We got to ride the Muppet Skyliner. Oh, I was going to say, I teased that earlier, the Skyliner shirts and the monorail shirts. So my son and I each got 2 cast members each that agreed with us. So we ended up with a tie. We were trying to see how many we could get to agree with our statement.
But
I will.
So you came to a tie.
So it was a 2-2 tie. But I will say that the Skyliner compliments all came from Skyliner cast members, whereas mine, the monorail,
of course,
it was a cast member at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway that said, "I'm with you, by the way, Team Monorail all the way, whatever." And then there was another cast member. It was in Epcot somewhere, I forgot where they sat too. So it's like,
said Team Monorail.
Yeah.
I see. So you're gonna hang your hat on that.
Yes. Like
Nice.
The other one, it was for my son. It was like Skyliner cast members were like, "Yes, Skyliner." Like, well, yeah, you have to. You work here. So
that's what you think it was.
Exactly.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah. Over the counter drugs.
Okay. Have you been watching the new Naked Gun movie or something? It sounds like a comment from that.
Actually, I was thinking of You've Got Mail.
Oh, really? I must have missed that.
It was like Ultra Dorm or something like that. I only take half. Like, I forgot what the was. I only take half. I wake up without even the slightest hangover. Anyway, that's about it. Fun boys trip. We did lots of stuff. My son had a blister on his foot because we walked like 13 miles on one day and then like 10 the next. So yeah, he's not used to marathoning like I am. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that was it. That was our trip in a nutshell.
No, this is your trip in a nutshell. Help. This trip was in a nutshell. Well,
anyway.
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like you had a good time and somewhat low crowd, right? As low summer as it's been. So,
yep.
All right. Since that wraps it up, you can find us on Facebook, X, Instagram. That's all at TWTM Podcast. We have a Spreadshirt store as well as we have a TeePublic store. I imagine we find links to both right on the website.
Indeed.
Where you can get your exclusive TWTM merchandise. We have a YouTube channel. What else do we have, Adam?
Our website is where we have it all, travelingwiththemouse.com. You can also email us, podcast@travelingwiththemouse.com. And there's links to all that and more there.
So for Adam, my name's John. This has been Traveling with the Mouse, and we hope you will join us on our next trip. Whenever we have a next trip.